We're really excited about this season. We've got a great team coming back of great leaders this week. All the fall sports are wrapped up. This is kind of an in-between week between the end of fall sports and the start of the winter season. So this is coined conditioning week. We've done a few things during this time. Last year we did a couple different workouts. This year we've decided to do some conditioning tests in hopes of continuing this for years to come. The hope is that we're just going to kind of build a competitiveness amongst our team, and then also just to be able to see their readiness for their fitness, for their conditioning, their strength. And so the first couple days have been really great. We've had really high numbers. I think today for our track workout, we had just around 50 wrestlers, boys and girls. So really looking forward to just kind of getting a jump start to the season, and come Monday we'll be ready to go with the wrestling shoes on and starting our full swing of things.
Wow, this thing is beautiful. Oh, whoa, this is a little slippery. How much solution we got in here?
Okay, Eli.
Have a pair of wrestling shoes. You're gonna come over here and look at these up.
We've got a team that we're really excited about coming back this year. It's a strong nucleus of kids that have a lot of wrestling experience, and also just some phenomenal leaders that have great character on and off the mat. Last year we finished in 9th place at the state tournament. It was a little bit of a disappointing finish. The week before we competed at the state duels. A lot of these wrestlers from last year's are returning. We also added a few new freshmen to the team, as well as some three transfers that have some great experience. Our 9 state qualifiers returning from last year are: Matheson Marco is a returning state medalist, and he is a spark plug who is going to be able to compete with anyone in the state. Leland Sindel is a 2-time state medalist, looking forward to continue to make that climb on the podium. Chase Cole is a sophomore this year. He'll be around the 132-pound weight class. He had a phenomenal year last year and picked up some great wins. Scotty Meyer is our returning state champion. He had an incredible season last year and really looking to continue the momentum in his senior year. Noah Ingwerson is one of the toughest guys that we've got on the team, works his butt off, and he is going into his 3rd season. He's a junior and has got an incredible amount of experience and some great victories under his belt. Ryder Cruz has put in a lot of work in the offseason. He is going to be a junior this year and really looking to do some damage in the state scene. Colton Tucker will return to the team in his 2nd year. He'll be a sophomore, had a really good football season, very strong wrestler who can do damage at any weight class. Grant Schwartfeger will be a senior this year, another one of our leaders and team captains. He's one of the most technical wrestlers that we have on the team, and he's really looking forward to trying to stamp himself on the podium. Jordan Johnson returns for his senior campaign, another one of our captains. He was a state qualifier last year and just continues to get better at the sport of wrestling. Zach Masick is a transfer from Lincoln Southwest High School. He's been really good friends with Scotty Meyer since youth wrestling. He's got a ton of potential and really liking what I see in the practice room. Sean Stanton is a junior coming from Milford. He's got a tremendous amount of youth wrestling experience and has competed at the highest stage at the state tournament. Will Manning has been around wrestling his whole life. His dad is the head coach at the University of Nebraska. He's a phenomenal athlete, got a ton of tackles on the football field this year, and just really looking forward to adding him to the Lincoln East Spartan family. Some other newcomers that we have that we're really excited about. We've got several freshmen that have got a lot of experience and just toughness, gritty, and people that we're excited about having to be Spartan wrestlers. The first one off the top of the head is Caden Engel. He'll be competing for the 106-pound weight class, and he's got a tremendous amount of experience, had a lot of success in youth wrestling. He's just someone that is very technical, and he's just a competitor. So we're really excited about him. We also have a wrestler named Cooper Jung, who also has a brother named River Jung. The Jung brothers, for those of you that have been following our vlog for a while, they have been trained by Max Mayfield. So Max Mayfield was a 3-time state champion, currently wrestling at Northwestern University. And so they've got a good relationship with Max. And so they've really been committed to wrestling for a long time. And they're going to be impact players right off the bat. Another wrestler who unfortunately suffered an injury during the football season is a wrestler named Caden Ackley. He was a state medalist at the youth level last year, has a great amount of experience, but he'll be someone that we're hoping to get into action probably later on in the season. Then lastly, we've got two wrestlers that were Team Agoge wrestlers, one by the name of Cade Mulligan and another by the name of Jake Gertz. Both wrestlers are just really tough, do everything right. I'm going to say their development is going to be tremendous here in this program, and people that are going to be impact wrestlers right off the bat. So one of the challenges that we're going to have this year is fitting everyone into the lineup, specifically our heavier weights. We've got about 5 guys right around that 190 to 210 range. When they changed the weight classes, they actually forced one of the heavier weights down to, kind of shifted them down to the middle weights. And this year we happen to have a lot of really talented heavyweights that could all really contribute at the varsity level. So that will be a challenge for us to be able to get them into those weight classes. And so some wrestlers are going to have to really discipline themselves in making a lower weight class, and some of them are going to really have to make a sacrifice bumping up and wrestling higher weight classes.
We are here at Madsen's Bowling and Billiards. We've got a little team retreat this evening. All you can bowl, all you can billiard, which I think means pool. Kids are getting some pizza, getting some pop, having some snacks, just having a good time after a tough week of practice. Just a really good way that we can get the kids to connect and have fun and kind of get to know each other a little bit better on a more personal level. You know, obviously a big part of what we're trying to do here with Lincoln East Wrestling is just build a family, and this is one of the ways you do it, is just let them have some fun, let them have some informal time together. So should be a good time. I'm fixing a bowl of 300, and life's gonna be great. Okay, so we are at the blue-white duel, which is our first taste of competition for the season. So basically what we're doing is we're kind of using this as a night to not only hold some of our first wrestle-offs, but get everybody on the team one match. It's super important actually just to kind of get them that competition-like feeling before we actually go compete against other teams next weekend. So a lot of these guys, it's like their first time ever wrestling, and it just kind of teaches them some of the basics of like, how do I report to the mat? How do I put on a leg band? What is the scoring like? So it kind of gets that first competition out of the way before we go and compete against other teams. It's really big for getting some of these guys just some good hard matches against each other, because it's different than wrestling in the practice room. So hopefully tonight we'll get some good competition matches in, kind of decide some varsity spots for our varsity tournament this weekend, and kickstart the season with a good competition. Last night, blue-white duel went fairly well. A little chaotic at the beginning because I had a couple wrestlers that I wasn't aware were not wrestling in the event and had to make some last-minute shifts, so that stressed me out a little bit. But it was a good evening. Had like 43 matches, boys and girls. A few matchups that guys were unevenly matched, but there was a few really tight matches. Zach Masick and Chase Cole was a really fun one with 2 state qualifiers going against each other, and talked to both of them after the match, and they both had a super great outlook on it, just, you know, kind of sharpening each other, making each other better. So had a couple wrestle-offs kind of help us decide or if we want to call them wrestle-offs, help us decide the varsity lineup for the first week. Overall, it was a great event. A lot of parents came. Stands were kind of packed. Good first taste of competition.
With that, our varsity lineup for the week, we'll start with 106, Caden Engel. 113 is Matheson Marco. He's just kind of getting back to live wrestling with a back injury, but we think he'll be ready to go. 120 will be Leland Sindel. 126 will be Zach Masick. 132 will be Chase Cole. 138 will be Noah Ingwerson. 144 will be Sean Stanton. 150 will be Scotty Meyer Jr. 157 Ryder Cruz. 165 will be Hayden Lenquist. 175 we'll have to do a wrestle off later this week. It will be between Cooper Jung, a freshman, and Charlie Everman. Charlie's been sick, so we've postponed that wrestle off till middle of the week. 190 will be Grant Shortfigure. He is also just kind of coming back from injury, so we're hoping to have him on the mat. If not, we've got Jordan Johnson as well as Will Manning that potentially could also wrestle this weekend as extra wrestlers. 215 will be Colton Tucker, and heavyweight will be Elijah Goots. Gardner Edgeton is a tournament that we actually went to about 5 years ago, and it's an amazing tournament. The strength is incredible. Teams from all over, so it's going to test our wrestlers a great deal. So our very top tier wrestlers will be getting great challenges, and then they will wrestle it all the way down to 16th place.
Yeah, so we're super excited for this tournament. I mean, we went a couple years ago, and it was already just an incredibly tough tournament, and looking at the list of teams, it looks like it could potentially be even tougher. You got Allen, Texas. They're ranked number 1 in Texas. Southeast Polk, Iowa, ranked number 1 in Iowa. Liberty, Missouri, I believe they're ranked number 1 in Missouri. Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, one of the perennial powers of Oklahoma, been nationally ranked in the past. So, I mean, we've had state medalists and state champions that went to this tournament and didn't even play. So this is going to be an extremely tough test for, you know, all of our kids that are just kind of right on the cusp and looking to kind of make that next leap forward to show a statement that, hey, I'm, you know, on this level and ready to compete.
We got a lot of guys on our roster right now that are just ready to get to the next level. I think there's 7 or 8 wrestlers on our team that were state qualifiers, but they were a round out from being a state medalist. So this is a great opportunity for us to really start to show that we've jumped levels and ready to compete not only at a state level, but also a national level competition.
Oh my gosh. Whoa, easy.
Did you mean
the camera's on. Don't take your head down. Come on. Some of these kids look up to you, Keenan.
Some of these people used to respect me. Oh man, that's funny.
All right.
You look fat.
Well, it's mostly your face.
Not so much through the chest, but